Good morning, Paul Georgie from Allendale. It's July 2nd, 2010, day before a long weekend. Markets this morning, we've got corn market down 2 to 3, beans 1 to 2 higher, and wheat down 1 to 2, mainly on evening up of positions, I think, from the volatility that we've seen so far this week. Outside markets, however, we're seeing more weakness in the dollar, down 47 right now. That's off of a sharply lower, more than 100-point drop yesterday. Crude oil down 23 here this morning. Stock market is showing a little bit of a bounce here, 22 points higher in the futures. That would relate to a little higher opening in the actual stock index. At the New York Stock Exchange at 8:30. Unemployment numbers came out this morning. That was greater than what was expected, but they say that the main reason for the increase in unemployment was because of the census takers now out of work. The corn market, favorable weather continues here for the next 10 days for crop production anyway. China, it looks like they're getting some moisture here as we speak, and then expected more rain into the weekend and on into next week. So looks like they're relieving some of that drought-stricken area and some of the problems they're having there. The corn market, we've seen a sharp rally here in the last 2 days, 40 cents in the nearby corn. A lot of that was short covering. If you watch the open interest, you've seen open interest drop sharply here the last few days. Market went right back up to test resistance at the 100-day moving average, which is 385.5 in the Dees contract. That will be our hurdle here today. If we can get through that on a Friday, on an end of a week basis, you're going to see some more stops being hit there, I would think. However, it wouldn't surprise me at all today to see some sideways action here. People evening positions ahead of the long weekend. It's been a tough week for both the bulls and the bears as far as emotion go when you've got the kind of volatility that we've seen here in the corn. Beans. Again, weather conditions are good. A technical bounce off of the lows yesterday gives the bean market a little hope here for some more short covering. We were down at the lower end of a trading range technically. As far as fundamental news go, South American beans continue to strengthen. The basis down there gets stronger, which is it actually causes world buyers to come to the U.S. The price relationship between South American beans and U.S. beans in Rotterdam are definitely in favor of the U.S. Purchases, and we've seen that. We had a confirmation this morning that 300,000 tons of beans were sold last week to China. The spread relationships between corn and beans, and we've had up until Tuesday of this week, everybody was selling corn and buying beans. I think that certainly changed here in the last 2 days. We may get some evening there again today, where you might see people buying beans, selling corn, just because that spread has gotten so out of kilter in such a short period of time. So that's something to watch for, and we could see some weakness in the corn and a little strength in the beans off of that. The wheat market down 1 to 2 here. The news fundamentally is the hurricane that is moving through Mexico and up into Texas will hit the western areas, the mid-plains area, which harvest is going on in the wheat right now. We could see some heavy rains there over the weekend, and that could slow down harvest and cause more issues with this wheat crop. We're hearing a lot of problems out there, light test weights and poor protein. Again, those kind of situations should help support the futures. However, when you got poor quality grain, historically it's always been a real heavy pressure on the market because of that, because you get rid of it first, and so it's a double-edged sword when it comes to that. There is reports in Europe, because of the extreme heat that they have in some areas, that is causing some damage to their wheat crop as well. So a lot of feed wheat, which actually could be problems for the corn here as we move forward. So something to monitor very closely. Over in the livestock, cutout values yesterday were a little higher. Choice up 6, select up 29. Cash cattle did trade heavily here at the $91 area in the Southern Plains, 146, 147 in Nebraska. The markets there are going to see some evening up again today as people get ready for the long weekend. We got a short kill week next week, and the Packers are well bought for that time period. We may see some adjustments in feeder cattle here today with a lower corn price and still maintaining trade below that key resistance area. Feeder cattle expected to open higher here this morning. Cattle are also called 20 to 30 higher at this time. In the hogs, pork cutout values were higher, 52 cents yesterday. Cash markets are basically steady. The Packers have got their needs bought for most of next week. Short kill weeks, a couple Packers down today, and then they're all going to be closed on Monday. So that with that short kill week, it should put a little pressure on the cash hog market until we can get through that anyway. Cash hogs futures are called 10 to 20 lower. Expect sideways trading there today, but they're setting on the edge here of breaking out to the upside. So monitor that very closely. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call here at Allendale. We wish everybody a happy, safe 4th of July. We'll talk to you next Tuesday. Thank you.